No, we are rolling.
Oh, sorry.
When you're starting to your new career as a rapper.
Tupac has inspired me this morning. Yeah. Nilikuwa namsikiza nikiwa tu on my way here and I was like, in my next life I want to be a gangster.
Ama unafanya career change na uniambi, unaniacha huku peke yangu.
Would you do a career change?
I would actually.
Into what?
That's the question. That's the question.
Julie kata medicine. Kata engineering. Yeah. Yeah, God gives you all these gifts, and you Ayan, you are like, nah. Kuna watu wengine hapa, mimi if I don't shoot, we are dead.
Lakini I feel like you can have like a second career as an actor.
Yes.
That one I do feel like.
That I would like that.
That one you'd like.
So at least I have to. Not as fashionable as some people here, just rejecting engineering and medicine.
No, just because I can does not mean I wanted to.
Do you know how many you're like you didn't reject Julie Shindwa like CRT because it was so difficult for you to understand. You rejected for the first one was your moral compass. You could not stand blood.
No, I know. See, nilianza na engineering.
Oh, you started with engineering.
Yeah, but my engineering was my second choice.
Yeah.
And then the next year, I was able to join now medicine in that space.
Yeah.
In the program, and medicine was my first choice. So I restarted my university career again now to do medicine, and then and then life.
No, you saw blood and got scared.
No, in fact, actually, which is so strange because I feel like. Because most people are like, oh, were you scared of the cadavers and everything? I used to eat lunch around the cadavers.
What is a cadaver?
A dead body.
Oh.
Hizo tunachinja to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not afraid of cadavers. But blood is like, so, I don't know. Blood is visceral. I feel like it's like seeing someone's life. Anyway, we are veering off topic.
Yeah. Tunaanza.
Welcome to another episode of the Made to Make podcast. My name is Ayan Karanja.
And my name is Francis Mungai.
And we were made
to make.
Awesome.
Iko wapi?
Abu tuone. Hata hatujui kama imefanya. Hiyo ni noise gani tumefanya? That was?
Can you tell?
I have no idea.
Oh, hatuna headphones.
Oh, applause ndio hii.
Oh, papa. Yes.
Pam.
Very nice.
Hiyo ilikuwa gani tumeweka? We will know when we edit. How is it going so far?
So far, so good. Well, as good as it can be in Ruto's economy. The worst thing that could have happened to our country.
Hata sipendangi kuongelea because nitaanza kulia na nimefanya makeup leo.
I think until 2027 comes here, I will try hata kama ni 30 seconds of just reminding people that Ruto must go.
Walisema must go ni mbaya, siku hizi ni must exit.
Yes, he must exit because running a business.
Lakini si unaona anafanya tour Mount Kenya or something. I'm not understanding what a president is doing to a ring.
Imagine.
Shouldn't he be working or something?
Exactly.
Kwani ameshaanza campaign?
Jona shanga.
Yeah. Hajui?
He doesn't know.
Achana huyo, but anyway, other than that, this is our what? Our fifth recording.
Yes.
Might not be our fifth episode.
We balance.
We just we see which one we are feeling that weekend and we post it. But how is it going so far? Like, how is the podcast? How do you feel?
I think we are doing well, considering we are both doing something that is out of our comfort zone.
Very much.
Yeah, and I feel we'll keep getting better at it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think we're also doing well. I mean, last week tulisahau to press the record button on the
on
the roadcaster. Tukabidi tuanze
Yeah.
How many minutes had we gone in by the time
Like
we
20
realized,
minutes.
Oh my God.
These are people who are collectively almost 16 years in the industry. And yet we forgot to press
press record
button.
Anyway.
Yeah, it happens, guys.
So see why escape baba now. Easy vitu will happen.
Yeah.
So today, I wanted us to discuss a topic that I feel like would help a lot of up-and-comers out there.
Yeah.
And that is, if we were to start our businesses again from scratch today, what would we do or what would we do differently?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you, what was the one thing you feel like was more necessary than you realized?
Was more necessary than I realized.
Yeah.
I think if I could go back and do it again, I would perfect my editing at a faster rate than I did. Yeah. Because let's say something like doing high-end retouching. I started shooting in 2015, but I learned how to do it in 2022.
Ulikuwa unafanya nini before that?
I was using, because between 2018 and 2021, I was using portraiture. It's like a knockoff version of trying to retouch that. That time it felt like I was doing the thing, but if I look at my activities, I'm like, what is this? Maze.
TBT is not your favorite trend.
Yeah. Hey. So I think maybe if I had figured that out mapema, ningekuwa in a better position. Yeah.
I think for me, I would have taken social media seriously. I really feel like nilijiwaste. Nilijiwaste sana.
Yeah.
Because I had good momentum. Honestly, I started doing this because of social media.
Yeah.
Because people saw my work and were like, oh, that's so nice. Could you do that for me professionally?
Yeah.
And I feel like back then, not really to brag, but I feel like I was ahead of my time. Like by the things I was seeing people do 2021, 2022, I had done in 2018, 2019.
Yeah. What's that in terms of like the kind of content they were shooting?
Yeah. Or the seriousness in which they were taking, especially the seriousness in which they were taking video edits. I was extremely serious about video editing, like coming up. Like that for me was like the main thing. I mean, I used to shoot my videos on like a Samsung phone with a cracked camera screen, but my edits were very serious. So I feel like I had good traction.
Yeah.
I think I understood it earlier. I understood its power.
Yeah.
Well, I never utilized it well. And it's like I always, even when people are sending me like, oh, could I shoot with you? You know those DMs you get.
Yeah.
And there are some people I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not able to work with you now or whatever, but please, your social media is putting you down because you are asking all these people to, let's say, shadow them, to help them. You want to learn from them, but they don't know what you are capable of. They don't know where you're They don't even have can you imagine, like, so, like, you DM somebody, you want them to be your mentor.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'd like to learn from you. I click on your profile and I don't even know. Learn from, are we starting from scratch? Do you even know what a camera is? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, where am I beginning from? I think that's something that a lot of people need to take more seriously than it is. It's become it's literally become our CV.
Yeah.
It's become our CV. It's become our portfolio. It's become our social proof. Guys, take social seriously. Very, yeah. So for me, I feel like I should have. Like sometimes I sit down and I'm like, I could have paid. Like, I'm trying to get back into it now because I've seen its importance. But yeah, I really should have taken it more seriously.
Okay. Social media for me, I think, was a bit easier. But I think there are also two aspects to social media. I think there is the running of the page and there is the having the content. So for you, I think the content is not the problem.
It's the running of the page.
Running of the page. And for example, if I wasn't working with Alan, I think my social media would have struggled. Because there is have someone who understands when to post, the kind of interactions to prompt from people. It's also very important. And growing your social media organically is usually the best way to do it.
Yeah, it's the most sustainable way also.
Yeah.
Because it also can't become it has to balance, because it also, when it becomes a huge burden. I feel like for me, part of the reason why social media was hard for me was my perfectionism. And something I learned to counter my perfectionism is don't think about every post as an individual piece. Think of it as a process. You're showing the world your growth.
Yeah.
And when I changed my mind to thinking about it like that, I was like, this is not like, it's not up there. This is not like something Peter McKinnon would post.
Yeah.
But I'm not Peter McKinnon yet. So let me show my work now as I progress. And sometimes your work now is what somebody wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think one thing also about social media is you have to really remove that perfectionism aspect.
Okay.
Any other thing?
I think something else I would have changed. I wish I knew that I would eventually end up evolving my business into a company, because I think for the first 5 years, I worked as if I would be shooting alone forever. And so the learning curve of switching from me being a guy who works alone to creating a company, I have had to learn the hard way, the very hard way. And also the importance of partnership. Yeah.
So knowing that, would you recommend somebody register a business?
Yes.
Okay.
Because if you don't, one thing, either unaweza pata someone steals your brand name when it's hot, and then you go to register, but your brand name was already gone. Or utapata you end up in trouble with KRA.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hey, KRA.
It can frustrate you, my friend.
Nairobi City Council.
Yeah, just do it by the books. It's better.
In the long run, it's better. It's just than trying to fix, because it's expensive to fix. I'm currently in that. Last year, I was in that situation where my accounts were just all over the place. So fixing that situation, man, it even takes nguvu, pesa. Yeah, definitely. I also would recommend, even if it's not a full-blown company yet, you don't have to register a limited company, but at least register a business name.
Yeah, register the business name first.
I think it also helps with the look of legitimacy.
Yeah.
Like when people are paying and all those things, and then like the number, the account that you've paid to Create with Ayan, you've paid to Mama Pix. Like it makes you feel more grown up, established. You know, it helps remove you from that rat race of like small to monies. I feel like sometimes when you want to package is very important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Plus you look like you can also be able to handle huge amounts of money.
Yeah.
Because if someone wants to book you for a job worth 200K and you're still
send it to my M-Pesa.
using M-Pesa. My friend, utajitoa kwa hesabu.
Siku moja utaulizwa tax compliance certificate.
Yeah.
Uwi. Ndio utajua bwana. Hii kitu kumbe ni serious. Yeah. I think for me, another thing I would definitely take seriously is, which I did. I think I did this, and I think is learning learning your technical skills very well. That is understanding things like the exposure triangle, understanding things like frame rates, understanding color science, understanding basically composition, things like the rule of thirds, the golden ratio, and just being a nerd, a bit of a nerd with your craft.
Yeah.
This one, I feel like it also depends on the kind of creative you are, because there are some people who just like, I go with the motion. I feel like you're more of a go with the feels kind of guy.
Yeah, me, I'm not that deeply creative person. Like, me, I'm so vibes, and I usually go with the flow. And I like just shooting the moment as is, not going beyond that is we add what in the picture and nah.
But do you feel like at least understanding the basics is important?
Yeah, the basics is important. I'm not disputing that understanding, because even like some people like me would apata something like the basics. If it occurs naturally to you, you just know it. Like you know rule of thirds. You can't explain it, but you know it. You know you're supposed to frame this person in this way. You don't know why, but you just know this is how a picture looks good. Okay. So utapata your part utapata. Okay, I think also it's a bit different from pictures and video.
Yeah, I feel like we have a bit more technicalities.
Exactly. Like that's what will set you apart from a normal videographer to now the Ayans. Because me, I understand basic video work. I can do a video project, but I can't do what you can do. And I think that's now where the
gap is.
And then also another point. When starting out, this thing of it's very tempting. I understand how video works. I have Premiere Pro. I know how to cut things up. Client akuja niambie, so you also do videos. So you just shoot and unipige picha and you also take the videos. If you're not a videographer, don't do it. Just call Ayan or whoever you can afford is a specialist in video. Don't do it, please.
Yeah. I think that actually gives me a good point that I also feel like I did. And that is collaborating with people in your same field and in your same level. But in different, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're a photographer, know a videographer. If you're a videographer, know a photographer.
Exactly.
Like it helps. I feel like there's a saying that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with people.
Yeah.
Because you're able to then, because man, unaenda shoot unapata msee, anachukua picha, anakimbia hapo, anafanya video, anafanya hii. Like you will always feel like you're in a rat race.
Yeah.
And of course in the beginning, baby pesa, of course you tell yourself.
Acha hata tuwape example. Ndo waelewe exactly what you're saying.
Yes.
A client is offering you 50,000 to shoot both pictures and video. Now, the natural thing to happen is in your mind, utakuwa like, 50K.
Hey bana.
Sinaweza piga tu hii job.
Yeah.
But unasahau heri uchukue 25K. Patia videographer 25. And then next time, because both of you did a good job, you'll get another job. So you'll eventually get your 50K. But ukichoma hii joe 50K moja, inaenda yote and you won't get more jobs.
And then the other thing is you also expand your network. Because leo when ndio umemuita, kesho atakuita.
Exactly.
So you've expanded yourself from just your clients to theirs.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, because I feel like a lot of people who, if we look in our industry, I feel are doing really well, are very collaborative. Like utapata filmmaker kazi yake, he can. Like most of us, especially who do video, can take good photos. Because it's basically composing the same thing but one. But a lot of them will work with a good photographer. Because it also allows your brain to focus
on what you're good at.
Yeah. A master, it's a jack of all trades, but a master of none, kind of. Yeah. So definitely that would be something. And sometimes don't shoot too high. That's why I was very quick to say at your level. Because if you're an upcoming photographer, it would be hard for you to shoot at me. You get?
Yeah.
But if you have another upcoming videographer, then it's easier for you to even have that conversation. Because like me and you, we kind of came, you were there before me, but we were around the same-ish. So now it's easier for you to grow with that person. But if you also shoot too high, it can be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look around you. There's such a I don't know how to explain it. Like there's power in your circle. Don't always look above you. There's power in your circle. Yeah.
Watu ni wengi, hamwezi maliza watu 5 kushoot.
Hawezi.
There are so many
Umeenda
people.
town Sunday.
Yeah. Hey.
Umewahi kosa street imekosa mse.
And the funny thing, it's the same thing I used to do. Like I used to shoot on the street.
Yeah.
So I used to do it back then. It's still happening now. It's still going to keep happening.
Yeah.
So like opportunities ziko, you just need to make smarter choices along your growth. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Another thing. For me. This one is harder to achieve, but I feel like the people who do this grow faster, and that's getting a mentor. Getting a mentor.
Yeah.
A mentor who can hold your hand. This is a bit more difficult, I'm not going to lie. And I think, and this takes me back to how you present yourself when I was talking about social media and things like that.
Yeah.
Because, for example, I used to work with Joy. Not Joy. We stopped working together, but I feel like one of the reasons I picked her up from, because I remember when I was looking for somebody to work with, I was just going through the DMs I've been sent over the years. And for me, it was the effort I saw on her page.
Yeah.
She wasn't there yet. Like, singemwambia, haya shika kama weenda. But the fact that I could see promise really helped. And I think that 1 year she went through me, that one mwaka moja, put her ahead of so many other people. Because me, I taught her trial by fire. It was baptism by fire.
Yeah.
Unatupa mtu shoot na mambe haya. Proceed.
Yeah.
So I think if you can just scout around you and see and present yourself, a mentor can take you really far.
And I bet it also made you better.
Yeah. It may be because, and also, so when you're looking for this mentorship, also come with value. Come with value yourself. A lot of people like diamonds in the rough. Like you see somebody and you're like, hajafika,
but akiskuma in the right direction.
Ataweza. So if you show that kind of value, always kosa. I think a mentor help. Did you have one?
No, I didn't have a mentor. But I have had influences like in specific periods of my career, because I remember when I was starting out, there's a photographer called CK, very talented. I think you know him.
Yeah, I know CK.
Yeah, so he used to, he's now the artistic kind of photographer. And if I hadn't worked with him, because he had already started shooting before him, so I was kind of like following in his footsteps. And once I realized how he shoots and everything, that's what made me realize this is not really what I want to do. I am more towards this other direction. And a mentor can come in many ways. It can be a mentor who is showing you the ropes in terms of your skill. It can be a business mentor. Because in business, I would say my grandmother is my mentor, because she's the one who taught me how to do savings and all that. You could have a friend who could help you improve your social skills, because my social skills were not that good. Someone helped me along the way. So I think once you understand that there are different facets to a business, it becomes better. Yeah. And you realize where your weaknesses are, focus on improving that.
I think for me, if I was to say, I don't know. I would say Victor was mine because he opened my eyes to it as a business.
Yeah.
In a way I had never thought about it before. For me, it was a hobby. It was a hobby, and a few people here and there would be like, "Oh, could you?" But it was a hobby. He was the first person to teach me how to structure, and to this day, nikikwama mimi nampigia. Man,
it's hard.
Kuna kitu hapa sinyiti. Could you please? Yeah. So sometimes, as you're saying, a mentor can look. Sometimes they're not even that.
Or maybe it's his Indian side. We no wonder.
Biashara inatokanga huyo fwa.
Victor, kumbe. I wish I had told him when he was here. No wonder. Now it makes sense.
Yeah. You know? And yeah, I think you need to, as you're saying, rethink what a mentor is. Because sometimes not necessarily the person who is like way above you or this. They might be around you, but they know something better than you do.
Exactly.
They understand an aspect better than you do. Because for him, I won't say skills-wise, he taught me. Like, he's my technical. Probably, definitely social and business skills. Because you remember when you met me? And now?
Yo.
Is that the same?
Vast improvement. I know, it's just a hi. When are we shooting?
Yeah, so those ones he definitely. So for me, I think a mentor really helps.
Yeah.
It really helps a lot.
Another thing I think people coming up should know, utachoma.
Sana.
You're in a shortcut, you will burn them.
So start now so that you burn earlier. Uchome right now.
Utachoma.
Acha kupostpone kuchoma. Kuchoma utachoma. So anza tu saa hii.
Start now, man. Because there are things you'll just have to learn on the way.
Kuna vitu hatuwezi kukufundisha.
Yeah.
There's nothing. YouTube won't teach you. Your mentor won't teach you. Only life. Only life can teach you that.
Utaenda shoot, upate umesahau battery za trigger. Upate umesahau mem card. Uanze kutoanisha simu. Kwanza siku hizi unajua I don't know unajua kitambo at least most phones had mem cards. So if you have ukipata mem reader, me I've ever been to a shoot niliacha mem card niko Embu. Na nilikuwa nimelala kwa bride ati njo tuamkie photoshoot asubuhi. Niko Embu. Sasa uwezi endea mem card? So luckily my Techno had a nini SD card.
Kale ka iPhone zimetuharibia hiyo stingo.
Kalikuwa na ka SD card ka 128 GB. Alafu nikatafuta mtu akona reader ya card. Ngiza shwa na nikashoot. Luckily.
But man, if there's somebody who I feel like has been lucky with many shenanigans, it's you, by the way.
Yes.
Frank amefika shoot. Mana na battery ko 10%.
Yo. And I think that thing helped me because the one advantage is even my co-workers always tell me I never panic. Mi naeza acha hata kamera na sita panic. I will my mind will be like okay, I need
you're
a
already
solution.
Looking for solutions.
Because panicking won't help. Mi nitatafuta tu solution. Kama itabidi I'll shoot with an iPhone.
Bana, na tutafanya kazi smart.
Tutafanya kazi smart. So just learn to adapt.
So let me ask you a question, because this is the one thing I find a lot of people ask me about. It's the one I think most people are excited about, gear.
Yeah.
What strategy would you use in the acquisition of gear if you were starting out?
Very interesting. I honestly think that for me, my strategy was the best for me because I was someone who didn't have funds. So I worked slowly towards acquiring my gear. through saving and loans and saving. And I think the major thing that thing taught me is to appreciate what you have. Because if someone had come into my life in 2015 and just given me a 5D Mark III, I do not think I would have appreciated that camera. But between 2015 to 2017, I had shot with a 60D, 30D, Nikon D3200, Nikon D33, Nikon D52, sijui Sony what. Unajua, of course, you are hiring where it's cheapest or
unaongea na best
mwenye atakusaidia. Sai mimi niende hata wapi, you give me any camera, I'll shoot very comfortably because of that. And then also, life happens. You remember I lost my R5. But I had already bought 2 D750s. Now, I would have cried, or ningerudi tu pale kwa ile D750 because I bought it with my money and I continue to shoot it. And the quality of my work has not gone down. So pia, sometimes gear just makes your work easier. It doesn't make it better. Because how come I have improved my quality of work
and the camera has not?
It means that, of course, if I have the R5s, whatever, shooting becomes easier. But trust you me, hata kama the most you can afford is that Nikon D3200. Uko tu sawa, usisikie vibaya. Shoot with it, use it to the best of your abilities. I'm telling you, when you upgrade, you'll be worthy of that upgrade.
So for me, if I was to have a strategy, I was lucky. I was lucky in that I had a benefactor being my mother. I remember I had a whole presentation and I showed I want this and this. This is how much it costs. This is how much I'll pay you per month if I get. So she got me good enough gear to start. But I will say, in my opinion, one thing I should have done was start with the basics. And I say this because the more you work, the more you realize what you actually need. Because the more I worked, I realized that budget I was given by my mother, instead of buying all these two side things that were cute, like, a gimbal right now is almost standard, but back then it was not. But it was when the Ronin S came out. That was the one that changed the game. And I was like, I gotta get that. I don't think I needed that then. I feel like I should have taken that budget and used it on storage, and used it on used it on a computer, because that was where I struggled. Because now, I have all this, and I have a 32 GB mem card. So if that one messes me up, finished. I feel like if I had started with the basics, a good camera body, a good enough lens, hata kama ni kit lens, I would have learned, I shoot, video is bigger than a photo, much bigger. You need more storage. Hard drives are your friend. Having a faster computer to edit so that you don't have a jet engine there shouting at you. Things of that nature. So I feel like in acquisition, sometimes starting from basic and then moving up according to your needs, not what you, because if you're starting out with what you think you need, or what this YouTuber told you need, and this person told you need, you don't know yet, but at least you know you need a camera, you need a lens, and a source of light maybe.
Exactly.
I think with those ones, you can go ahead. And another thing I learned, buy second best. Let me explain that rule to you. When, there you're creating your gear, what you want for gear, you're like, I want this camera. This is the best camera for this. This is the best lens for this. This is the best this. If you are not yet a pro grade person, pick the second best. A lot of the times you realize that one feature or two features that camera above has, you really don't need. When I was starting out, I didn't need 4K 60. I mean, I do now because of the kind of work I shoot. But when I was starting out, I didn't need 4K 60. I didn't need even 120. For a 1080 was enough. But if you stop yourself from buying that camera because, it doesn't have, or you're like, this one is a 28 megapixel, I want a 40 something.
Yeah.
You'll find and you're shooting pictures for social media. Picha yako haiendi billboard. Hauhitaji hizo pixels
It's for Instagram. You don't need 4K.
You don't need all
You
those
don't need
pixels.
it, yeah.
Hata una stress laptop. So I feel like, and because I know somebody, I wouldn't name names, but I know somebody who has they're very talented, but they have never yet bought a camera because in their head, they know the kind of camera they want. So then their life is borrowing from this person, borrowing from this one, kuenda kwa forest, kufanya nini, because then they know the kind of camera they want. But if you really sit down and think about all that hassle, all that stress, the second best would work. In fact, most of the time, if he's even asking us for gear, we are giving him what is the second best.
Yeah.
So sometimes that fixation, and I want this one.
Yeah.
Itakusumbua sana. Ukifika that point where now your contracts are millions, sasa enda ununue.
And it's very easy to get lost in gears because they're so pretty.
Man, Gearland is honestly the best.
It's like a shiny new toy.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing. Invest in your lenses more than your camera body.
Yes. Oh, yes. You'll rather have a 5D Mark II, but you have good lenses.
One thing about lenses also, they don't depreciate.
Yeah.
They don't lose value, a lot of value with time. They're more versatile.
Yeah.
You'll use them on different bodies. So you as your body is changing, because man, unapata say akona A7S3 na nashoot na kit lens. Buddha. Buddha. Acha joke so. Stop it. Stop it. Because you can take that same, you as you're shooting with your kit lens, mtu mwingine akuje, maybe they have an A6400, even it's a crop lens, but they have a good prime.
Yeah.
Takushinda. So I think, me personally, I think lenses beat a body every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Do you think we've exhausted everything?
No. Wafikiria kidogo. Nikumbuke. Ayan, cut this. Ayan, in the edit, cut this part. We are thinking. How many have we done? Like 30? We do one more.
One more? Okay.
Oh, I've thought about it. What happened in Naona? Kitu ingine naona watu wana mess with sana ni kujua biashara.
Oh yeah, the business part. That is the hardest. Trust me.
I'm very sorry. Even me, I hate.
It's the hardest.
Even me, I hate. But understanding the business side is what elevates people. For sure.
You can be the most talented videographer, photographer, but if the business, you're not getting it, my friend, you're outside.
We are sorry.
Outside.
He, by the way, hawezi escape.
Yeah.
You can't escape
so
it.
much so that even up to now, to this day and age, we are still trying to understand the business part
Bado
of it.
inaturamba.
Yeah?
Because, the basics. One, learn your books. Your books, understand them. Because a lot of you think you're making money and you're not. Understanding your books is very important.
Yeah.
You're thinking here you're making money, you are making losses. You know, generating income is not making profit. They're not the same thing.
Yeah.
And you must learn that to learn how to grow.
Yeah.
That is where growth comes. Growth comes when you understand how your money is coming in and how it is going out. Kwa kila saa unapata shoot ya 10K, unakula hiyo pesa, account, haujui nini inafanyika, rat race every month, kulipa rent, kulipa nini. And also, you're not even understanding what brings in money, what is taking it out.
Or you're not understanding which product of yours is the most profitable. Because you could be a photographer who is doing baby bumps, you could be doing family shoots, you could be doing fashion models, whatever. You want to focus on the models and maybe the family shoots are making you more money. Which means you have to invest your advertising more towards the family shoots. Or maybe you are better at wedding photography, but you're focusing on shooting baby bumps. So hizo ni vitu unafaa koki.
You're supposed
learn.
to
Know where your money, know, especially as creatives, you have this habit of, like for me, I know my favorite kind of photography is portraits. I love shooting portraits. But people mostly book me for either couple shoots or personal portfolio shoots. Rarely do people book me for portraits. So you see, if I just focus on portraits, nitalala njaa, because there is what us we see as creatives and there is what the public, because maybe to the public they think my couple content is better.
Yeah, very true.
So you also need to learn how to listen to what your audience is saying, like what do they like from you, and how can you maximize the kind of shoot you're doing for you to make more money.
The other thing is going back to bookkeeping is understanding the concept of expenses. That if you have gear, you need to also think about its replacement. That's an expense. Because it is aging. It is aging. It is becoming out of date. That's happening. And if you do not have that in your mind, you're thinking, if you do not factor that in, that actually changed. For me, that's what changed the most last year, is when I started understanding that my gear has a cost. You need to understand how much it costs for you to move. Transport is one of the largest costs in any business. Inakuanga transport. Weke rent yako, weke wifi, weke all of those small things. Storage is a huge cost. Na watu hawapendi kuongea kuhusu storage. I remember even Zulu alikuwa anatutetesha last episode akiwaambia guys, storage. Because your hard drive itaja. Your SD card itacrack. And it's so, let me tell you, think about business is so unsexy. It is so, especially as a creative. Ew! So when you're starting out, I think knowing the basics is very important. As you become bigger and as a business, which is, I feel like where me and you are going to now, we're like, hey, please, here's a story atutaki. Please think about them. Somebody else. But as you're starting, knowing the basics, very important.
And add, I think the simplest way to do it, when you're quoting, please add storage costs to your quotes. Because nowadays, it's very easy to back up things online. Iongeze tu hapo. Because that client, I'm telling you, atarudi, akwambie, I lost my footage. Now, as much as it won't be your fault that they lost it, wouldn't it be better if they came back and they were like, we still have it? And it's something I'm also struggling with up to now.
Even
because I'm trying to, because now I only do 1 year backups. I'm trying to see if we can be able to do 5 years. But now you see, I have to find a way to balance it out even in how I'm quoting my prices.
Yeah, exactly, because it has to change. Storage is a cost, an expense. That Google Drive you pay for, your Pixie site unalipia, hizo drive unanunua, those are costs. I think the other business skill, one needs to learn kujiuza. That it's also a skill, marketing. And not just social media in person. I'm learning this now, actually. This one, by the way, sisi tuna learn together. Talking about yourself in spaces and being so comfortable about it. I feel like naturally, like in nature, it feels you.
Unafeel ni kama you feel like you're bragging or you just
una beg. Usiogope.
Talk about yourself to these people. Ambie mimi ni kameramani. Na mimi ni mnoma and I can do this and this for you. Because you'll be surprised that you'll just mention it to the right person. Because it's the same way as you driving along the highway and then a hawker shows up with kitambaa and you're like, na kitambaa ya gari, you'll buy it. Or you walking in town intending to buy one dress, you buy 5. It's the same model. sell yourself as much as possible. Client anaweza kuwa amekujia picha 2 atoke na picha 20. Anaweza kuwa amekujia video ya engagement akubook for the wedding. So always sell yourself.
Another thing I would learn is how another thing that I feel like with this one, to this day I'm still learning. Please know how long something takes. And I mean this, how long does that thing take to shoot? How long does that thing need to take to edit? So if you are taking back feedback, you are speaking from a place of knowledge.
Yes.
Because with the amount of times I used to overpromise, and then unakasirisha mse, you lose a client. And true to form, we are just, please, this fake it till you make it. It happens sometimes, lakini gay.
Hapa inakuanga ngumu.
Sometimes inakufanya uchome. Always put a buffer. I always put a time. And sometimes I explain it to my client. I'll tell them, I'll give you this after 4 business, this video after 4 business days. Of course, the client will be like, Kwani, how long does it take you to edit? Maybe they explain to them, I'm also shooting tomorrow and the day after. So I edit, I'm not editing for a full day. So I put in those considerations when I'm talking about an edit, when I'm talking about like a video. Because mimi nimeuchoma mara kadhaa. Unaambia mse, hata kesho. Unafika home, umechoka, ama unaenda.
Stima imepotea. Wi-Fi iliisha. Your girlfriend is crying. She wants to have that conversation.
Sijui nini nafanyika. Now like especially when
your mom is calling you to complain about your sibling.
Ndio hiyo.
Watchman amekwambia gari yako imeguzwa.
Bas. Bana, that is the day everything that can go wrong.
Things can get like, hey, let me give you a good example. The day we went and did that shoot with Amber in TZ. Tulikuwa na Alan hapa. So we had done a shoot with Avril. Nilikuwa nimemwambia, since I'm traveling tomorrow, nitakutumia tu leo jioni. Jioni, me on my way home, my car breaks down. Because I was running some errands in town.
Hiyo siku hata even
you the way you did that thing. Unaona? So my car's broken down at 10. By the time I'm done fixing it, and it's the same car that I'm using to go to TZ.
So lazima ikuwe
the insurance and whatever. So I couldn't change the car. So by the time I'm done fixing it, it's 3. Like literally I was getting home at 3. We were leaving at 5. I don't even at that point in time hata sikumbuki I'm supposed to send
the pictures zimeenda.
So mimi niko hapo we are tushaenda tuko TZ. Network is bad. Sikununua line ya TZ. So of course I've really tried to reach me. So first of all nili promise jana sijatuma na try kunireach sipatikani. Sasa kama hangekuwa rafiki yangu jameni angefikiria nini?
Unafikiria umemtuma kabisa?
So ni vizuri tu. I know sometimes it's very tempting to be like you can do it but ambia tu client I will try. But I take this number of days to deliver. To be safe.
You know what's so funny? That same night you're talking about. That's hata mimi. Tulikuwa shoot na Kate. Ilikuwa ya Valentine's. Mind you, this is the 12th. Is it the 12th? Yes. The 12th. Ni shoot ya Valentine's. Meaning it's going up on the 13th.
It was 13th going up on 14th.
No, 30 because kama ni ya brand ya Valentine's, it has to go up the day before. So kwani watu wananunua, so you have to advertise the day before. And problem 1, shoot ni late. And I'm like, yeah, of course. She tells me, you know this one you need on that? Of course. Same night, yako. I leave the shoot, first of all, at midnight. Kapo karibu 1. We were traveling the next day to go to Kakuma. If you don't know where Kakuma is, it is northern Kenya. That is a 13-hour drive. I had forgotten something at home because we were leaving from my mom's house. So I decided I'm going to dash home. To dash home, I'm with my brother's car. Naenda hapo, kwenda kureverse nangoa bumper.
Yo.
Outside. So that's another story that has begun. By the time stories are bumper, tumeweka gari vizuri, tumecall mechanic. Na unajua tunatoka kesho 4 a.m.
Yeah.
It's 3. I basically didn't sleep that night.
Yeah.
I just went home, put my head down for like an hour up on the road.
Yeah.
It is now the 13th.
Yeah.
What saved me is that because one, mwenye nilikuwa naenda na yeye anajua biashara, and my mom will never mess with money.
Yeah.
So I remember there's a time I told them, guys, can we just stop?
Yeah.
Can we stop? Can I sit down and just edit? I promise you I'll take the shortest time I can, maybe an hour, 2 hours, then we can proceed.
Yeah.
Luckily everybody understood. So we were able to stop up Kitale.
Yeah.
And then eventually we decided we're just going to sleep there for the night.
Yeah.
Wow, that time pressure iko
Up.
hata haupumui.
Yeah.
How breathe. Like sometimes you are also in those situations where your client wants something quicker. So also learn how to shoot for it.
Yeah.
Kama unajua client anataka video kesho, una shoot clips 100 za nini? Una shoot clips 100 za nini? Shoot 20 ndio uweze kuziweka kwa timeline haraka usonge.
Yeah.
So I think understanding your work, because there are instances where you need to shoot faster, deliver faster. So you have to know yourself. Yeah.
Charge more.
Charge more.
Analitaka kesho.
Charge.
Anamwambia utalala lakini ataongeza hela.
I think in the beginning you need to be very conscious about how long it takes you to shoot something, how long it takes you to edit something, because it also helps you explain to a client how things work. Because we have gotten very many people who come and tell me, that shoot, it's going to take an hour. No, it's not even a big shoot. It's going to take just an hour. But you've shot for 3 years, so you know. Ain't nothing like that. They have explained that brief, that's a day. Or half at least. So when you're very conscious about how much time something takes, it also helps you plan yourself accordingly. It also helps you help your client, because a lot of times you will get people who are not used to production, who are not used to photo shoots, who are not used to film. They're not used to that world. So they are thinking a 1 minute interview takes 1 minute to shoot. However, it's not like it does not. So if you know well and you're very keen on it and you're very deliberate in understanding that, then it also helps you explain to your client. It also helps you plan better. Ndio usipate looks weird munakosana na truly it was just si kupenda kwako, but you predicted wrongly. I think that's a good. Today tumewafunza tu vitu.
Yeah.
We have given you some actionable tips.
Our little two gems.
We've learned something in all these years. Kumbe tunajua stuff.
We know a
I'm
few
shocked.
things. Yeah.
One thing is take your portfolio, aka your social media, seriously. Learn the business. I believe we also talked about working with your peers, learning to network, sell yourself, looking for mentors in your space, learning your time. Guys, kama kuna kitu utakosa leo, hiyo ya timing. Hiyo ijue. But I think one thing is, the last thing I would say is, be patient and be persistent.
Yeah.
It takes time.
You'll get there.
Acha kuharakisha bado. Unaenda wapi?
Hata si tuko kwa njia bado.
We are some of these things we are still teaching us. As we are saying we are teaching you, kumbe tunajifundisha tena. It takes time. And I think that patience and perseverance is what differentiates people in this industry. To be very honest. That is the one thing that you can say puts people in different spaces.
Yep.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us.
Asanteni sana. We are wrapping this episode of Made to Make KE. And we are very proud of what we have done so far.
I'm having fun. Are you having fun?
I'm having so much fun.
Actually, I look forward to this day during the week. Recording.
It's getting better.
It's getting better. Even the way we set up is getting faster.
Yes.
Yeah. I hope so far you're learning some things, you're getting entertained.
Yes, please.
If you're watching this on YouTube, we also do have our episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you want to listen to them on audio.
Yeah.
We are on Instagram, TikTok, made to make .ke. And yeah, if you have also suggestions of guests you want to see, tutashoot our shot.
Rusha hapo kwenye comments. Tutawajaribu kuwatafuta.
Sisi unajua tuogopi.
Yeah. We fear no one.
We'll ask. We'll ask. And a few will say yes.
Yeah.
So if you have anyone you want us to interview to get to learn about their creative journey, just let us know.
Yeah.
All right? See you on the next one.
Turus.
Bye-bye. Bang, bang. Hata huku press goja.
Oh.
Bang, 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 bang.
Na hii.